First one is they've ranked the 12 toughest schedules coming up this season for college football playoff contenders. And then they've also provided a ranking of returning snap production coming up this season. Which one would you like to start with?
12 toughest schedules.
All right, 12 toughest schedules, and these, again, are for contenders for the college football playoff, and the number one toughest schedule CBS has labeled is the Texas Longhorns. They're playing Texas State. They're playing Ohio State yet again in the regular season. UTSA, then they get into the meat of their SEC schedule. Tennessee, Oklahoma, Florida, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, LSU, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. Obviously led by Arch Manning. Going to be a preseason Heisman favorite, I would guess. But Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorns, they were on the outside looking in this past season when the college football playoff selection happened.
Yeah, listen, life in the SEC, right? I mean, you have 3 losses. It's going to be really tough for you to get in. Don't worry about it. We'll just keep expanding so we can get a 5-loss team in there at some point.
Yeah, they're trying hard. Number 2 toughest schedule is Oklahoma. Then it is the third
Oklahoma's due
schedule.
for some major regression this year.
You think so?
Absolutely. That was the worst team in the college football playoff by a wide margin. Defense was great. Offense was pitiful.
Yeah, they were horrific.
They were bad on offense. Like, is Mateer back for them?
John Mateer,
is he back
I believe
at
he is
QB?
back for him. Yeah, I believe so.
I just think they're primed for major regression. I think they played way over that. And it's not to take anything away from Brett Venables as a coach.
Yes, he is.
Was
back.
very unimpressed by Oklahoma last year. Thought they should have been the team that should have been left out in favor of Notre Dame. Notre Dame would have smoked that team.
Yes, and they jumped out in front of Alabama in that first-round college football playoff game, and then Alabama took over and dominated them, in which they went to the Rose Bowl and then got smoked by
that was the game that cost Alabama during the regular season.
Correct. That's exactly right.
They gave that game away. Tim Simpson was bad in that game. It was a pick 6, too, that he threw in that game against Oklahoma. Why do I know that? Because I had Alabama. Plus the points.
Ty Simpson, 13th overall pick to the Los Angeles Rams. There you go. Yes, this schedule ranking, Mark, pretty much all SEC and Big Ten teams. The one team out, of course, yes, USC is at 8. Georgia is at 9. Alabama 10. Oregon 11 and 12. Indiana. So all SEC and Big Ten teams there for the 12 toughest schedules for the 2026 college football playoff. Again, Georgia takes on Tennessee State, Western Kentucky, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Ole Miss, Missouri. South Carolina is back on the schedule, and they end with Georgia Tech.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, how much more elevating can Gunnar Stockton do? What's his ceiling?
That's a great question. What is his ceiling?
For you to not have an immediate snap answer is one of the more surprising things that I ran into on this Monday.
Well, listen, I think his ceiling, Mark, and what he can be better at is pushing the ball down the field more explosive plays in the passing game from the arm of Gunnar Stockton. Yes, with the offense that they ran a year ago, a lot of his passes were in the short to intermediate areas of the field. I think now, with Georgia's receiving room, Gunnar Stockton can take the next step by pushing the ball down the field, and Georgia really putting an emphasis on 25-plus yard passes, getting explosive on the offensive side of the ball. I think that's his ceiling.
The offense has to be better. That's the bottom line. And look, if I said to you that the level of dominance Georgia had when they won back-to-back national titles is gone.
That's a fact.
They're not going to be that dominant ever again.
No. One of the best defenses in college football
And the college football landscape has changed that they will. So Georgia fans need to put that level of Georgia football out of their mind. They're not going to be. They're not going to distance themselves from the field.
I think that's a very fair statement.
Nobody really is going to be able to do that at this point in time.
How much do you think returning snap production has on an impact heading into a season? Georgia, per CBS Sports, 5th in the entire country of overall returning snaps percentage. They've got 61% of their total snaps from a year ago coming back to Athens. 58% of their offensive snaps, 65% of their defensive snaps. Notre Dame leads the way, number 1 in the nation with returning snap production.
They should be the preseason number 1.
Notre Dame should be.
Yes. They won't be, but they should.
Well, you just mentioned that the landscape of college football has changed from a domination perspective, which I completely agree with. Kirby Smart actually talked about that last week. He was at the Regents Tradition Golf Tournament in Birmingham. He was on with The Next Round, which is a podcast, and he said, quote, I can't figure out what it is, but speaking about the Big Ten, he says, I just think the Big Ten is a more competitive conference. At the top of their conference, there are more good teams. It used to be that Ohio State was good, but now Michigan's really good when Harbaugh was there. Indiana's a great team. Now they've got Oregon. And he continues on and says the Big Ten has a draw. They have the ability to attract good players. NIL is a factor too, sure. But so does Miami. People have more money. The talent is spread out thin, where before the SEC was a magnet and the disparity was so great.
Yeah, I think there's a ton of truth to that. So many things have changed in a short amount of time.
3 national champions in a row.
Yeah.
The Big Ten, Ohio State, Michigan, Indiana. Wow.
Nobody saw Indiana coming, but
no.
That's probably the outlier. And they've had SEC level dominance. And is it a 2-conference league, 2-conference sport? Probably.
Absolutely, it is.
Probably. I mean, we'd be shocked if a Big 12 team won it.
I was just going to ask,
if an ACC team won it.
Do you think there is an outsider like in Indiana, which happened this past season, that could potentially spoil the party in 2026? I mean, I don't think anybody had Indiana taking on Miami in the national championship this past year.
No. Another team primed for regression, the Hurricanes.
Really?
Yeah. Come on. With all they lost, they're not going to be able to duplicate that. With how good they were, that's not coming back. The trenches and where they won games. And plus, you're putting a whole new quarterback in there.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on Mensa.
I'm not sold on Mensa at all.
No.
But I think when you ask about surprise teams, I mean, I don't know.
Maybe somebody out of the Big 12?
That's what I was thinking in my head. I'm just trying to...
Could Clemson do something this year?
No. Clemson's done.
What about a South Carolina? Shane Beamer is up against it heading into this season. Lenore Sellers is back.
I mean...
Dylan Stewart is back.
It's going to sound crazy. BYU making the college football playoff this year might not be a bad bet.
Okay.
Might not be a bad bet as they go through 2026. I mean, non-conference, they get Notre Dame at home. That'll be a tough one. But this schedule has 10-2 written all over it. Utah Tech, Arizona, road games. Colorado State, TCU, UCF, at Utah. That'll be a tough one. And Kansas. Their toughest road game is at Utah in a program that just flipped over from Kyle Whittingham and might be in a state of flux. Home game, Cincinnati, Baylor, Arizona State, Notre Dame, Iowa State, Arizona, Utah Tech. That's a 10-1 schedule right there.
All right.
If not, 10-2, if not 11-1.
What about Indiana? Any chance that they can find lightning in a bottle once again? Obviously, Fernando Mendoza gone. Omar Cooper gone. Pons, the DB, gone.
They'll be competitive.
Okay. You trust in Cignetti that
I don't
much?
think they're going to be 6-6.
Right.
But 9-3, 8-4 sounds pretty plausible. If they run it back and they make it to the college football playoff again, not that Kurt Cignetti needed more validation, but it was more than the quarterback, right? It was more than just Mendoza playing out of his mind for a year span. So there's a lot there. But
what about Florida? Any of your thoughts on John Summerall?
Huge lift year for Florida.
Really?
Love them a lot. Another team that I would take to make the college football playoff.
Really?
Yeah.
To make the college football playoff?
Yeah.
Florida Gators?
You talk about the odds that they're going to get for it. Yeah. Let me pull this up real quick.
And what would be the reasoning for that? Do you trust in John Summerall? They obviously
100%.
need a big-time culture change down there.
He is a good coach,
Wow.
man. He is a good coach. Like, he's the coach who turns around when you talk about, kids getting paid, and everything else. He's the coach who says, you're getting paid, now do it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what the money's for.
That's what the money's for. It's the old Don Draper line. Okay?
Exactly.
You didn't say thank you. That's what the money's for.
Exactly.
So I don't have to say thank you. That is what the money is for. Let me see Florida here to make the playoffs. Plus 360.
That's it.
Listen.
To
that
make
was
the playoff, Florida is plus 360. Are you sure?
I am positive. That was a roster last year that would have had wildly different results if DJ Lagway wasn't their quarterback. Sorry, Baylor, you're done. Lagway's not that good. He is not that good of a quarterback. And he was the problem for them last year more than anything else. And so this is a Florida roster, particularly on the defensive side. You got to remember something, Drew. Through 6 weeks, until everything fell off the rails, through 6 or 7 weeks last year, that was the top 20 defense in the nation. The games that they lost weren't because
they
their
took
defense.
It to Georgia too. Yeah,
yes, the games that they lost, even the South Florida game that they lost, that was an offense problem. It wasn't a defense problem. They gave up 10 points through 3.5 quarters, and their offense couldn't get in the end zone. I mean, it was the same thing in the LSU game. 5 interceptions, including a pick 6.
Right.
Wasn't an offense, wasn't a defense problem. And that was in Baton Rouge. Wasn't an offense problem. Defense problem, it was an offense problem. They've corrected that now. So I think Summerall's a hell of a coach. A hell of a coach.
All right.
And I think they got the right guy. I think they got a great chance to turn this thing around.
Mark Zinno going to sprinkle on the Florida Gators to make the college football playoff in 2026. There you go. I did not expect that. On a Monday morning.
Check their
but there you go. John Summerall, you're a big believer. They've got talent. DJ Lagway no longer there. Their defense was solid last season. I don't hate that. And the odds tell me that Vegas is respecting the Florida Gators maybe much more than some others potentially are, especially in the Atlanta area.
Here are their road games this year. Not easy. Again, they had the toughest schedule in the country last year. At Auburn, at Missouri, at Texas, at Kentucky, at Florida State, neutral site against Georgia. I mean, they should run their home slate: Ole Miss, South Carolina, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. Man, that's a tough schedule.
Tough schedule.
My God, that's tough.
But they're ready to go. Big season.
They get to Florida
Atlantic
and Campbell. Does that count?
Yeah, and remember, they're playing Georgia right here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, that's right. It's going to be this year.
Florida game, which will be awesome. And the next year, it goes back to Tampa. Hey,